Hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here, for being back, for just all the goodness. Thank you so much. Um, Today I wanted to talk about something a little fun, motherhood. And I actually have a question right off the bat. Like, what are you feeling right now when I say that word? Because I feel like for some, it's like, oh my gosh, motherhood is so hard. Like, this is so hard. I don't know what I'm doing. My house is a mess. My hair's always a mess. I've got a greasy top knot bun on my head. So I just really want to know, like, what is coming up for you as soon as I said, I want to talk to you today about motherhood. Um, because I want this to be a deep dive into us and how we're feeling and all the things related to motherhood and what society has tried to make it seem like it should be. And I'm just here to tell you that it does not have to be a certain way. You do not have to be a hot mess mom to fit into this culture. You, I don't know, it's just been brought to my attention, like on a podcast I've been listening to, is it's like people want to be a part of that hot mess mom culture because it makes them feel less alone. It's almost like you have this crutch of it's okay if I don't have my crap together. And I'm not saying that I have all my crap together, but it doesn't have to be a hot mess all the time. And you can't chase your dreams and do what you want. And you should just be completely devoted to your kids because they're so precious and they're so special. And this is how you just need to be a mom and you need to raise them. And like this was very much the culture I was raised in, as is like you get married, you have kids, and you quit your job and you devote all of your time to your kids. And something that happened with me when I did that was I completely lost myself. I fully identified with that of being a mom, with that of being a wife. I poured my heart and soul into taking care of everyone else around me. And at the end of the day, a lot of the time, I felt like I had nothing left to give. Nothing left to give. And it was miserable and it was hard. And as things started to shift for me, and I hired a life coach and I started doing some personal development, I realized that, girl, you hold the pen. You hold the pen in your hand. You can write your own life. Those were the thoughts that came to me. And it's just crazy to think. I'm not saying it was like this quick journey that like I woke up the next day and suddenly motherhood snapped for me. No. And we still have our ups and downs. We still have our moments. I still have one of my kids that is going through one of those phases that's really hard right now. And all we want is to raise our kids to be the best kids and humans and adults and all the things that they can possibly be. And we have all of these dreams for them and these goals and these wishes. And it doesn't have to be hard all the time. But I feel like society has kind of placed that like hard stamp. Like, if it's not hard, you're not doing it right. And I just don't think that's the case. But I think that society has pushed that for so long, and other moms have pushed that for so long that it just, whenever we get pregnant, it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be. And I will say that I was definitely a part of this, like saying, yeah, this is the hardest and the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. But I don't have to be a freaking shiz show all the time. Like, it can be fun. It can be joyful. Yes, our kids wear on our nerves. Yes, we need that alone time. Yes, we need the couples vacations. We need all of that, but don't give in to the societal norm that moms are just hot messes with top knots in their hair and their yoga pants on. And I mean, I wear yoga pants like 24/7, but I try to dress it up with like a cute little, just like quarter pullover or whatever to just like make myself presentable. If I was to go out into public in this, I wouldn't be completely embarrassed because I went out in public the other day and it's always those days when you don't get ready you run into people you know. And like my hair was greasy. I probably hadn't washed it for 7 days. Like I have been in like this full course creation mode for the course that I'm creating for you right now. And wow. Then I run into the people I know. And then you leave, and I'm like, wow, I was in a coat, and it was like one of my long coats that goes to my knees. I still had my track jacket on that was hot pink underneath, like, and then I just threw my linen pants and some sandals on, and oh my gosh. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay for that to happen sometimes. But if you are constantly living in hot mess mode, in life should be a struggle, my kids should drive me crazy, I should be completely depleted by the end of the day, I don't have time to chase my dreams, it is time to change that. Not okay in my book anymore. Like, and I used to think that's what it was. I mean, I got pregnant at 19. I completely gave up on my dream. I thought my life was over. I thought I had to devote myself strictly to being a mom. And here I was when I finally decided to kind of start taking control back over my life. I was working 24 hours a week at the hospital. I was going to school. I was running the finances for our household. I was keeping the house clean. I was cooking the meals. I was doing the laundry. I mean, only heaven knows how I survived and graduated college. And I'm definitely not saying go to college, like if that's not your dream. That was a dream for me. That was something I wanted to prove to myself. I wouldn't say I regret it now, but now I'm like, oh, that kind of sucked because you got your student loan debt and that's fun. But I've always had like the entrepreneurial spirit and I've always wanted to do my own thing. And I never thought that I could with my kids until one day something shifted. And it's like I got pissed off for the way that life was. And not that it was bad. Like we had finally hit a point where we were like comfy. Um, After years of struggle, after years of paycheck to paycheck, of please, you can maybe buy a gallon of milk this week, but like for the love of all things holy, please do not spend anything else on the debit card. Um, a lot of struggle, a lot of struggle at the first of our marriage. And I feel like a lot of that was part of, first of all, I mean, yeah, part of it was probably that we were young. We didn't have a good mindset at that time. I feel like had I had more of an entrepreneurial mindset then and knew what was possible, oh, I would have gone for it. I would have gone for it then. But I didn't know any better. I thought I had to put my dreams on hold. Dustin was told to provide. Your sole job is to provide for your family. That's it. Like, where's the enjoyment in life? None. Your job now is to provide. Like, you got pregnant. He didn't get pregnant. I got pregnant, but he got me pregnant. Anyways, so his job was solely to provide. And he put his nose down and he just went straight to work and didn't even think about dreams or aspirations or a different way of life. And I had always had that kind of in the back of my mind, but I never did anything with it until probably, oh my gosh, several years into our marriage, probably at least 7 years into our marriage. Because if you haven't, I have a podcast episode talking about marriage advice I wish I wouldn't have taken. And one of it was saying like most marriages fell around that 7 year mark. And in my head, I kept saying, oh my gosh, if I can just make it to 7 years, like everything's going to be Skittles and rainbows. And suddenly we're going to wake up that morning and everything's going to be fine. And no more fighting and no more money struggles. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know why I held on to that so tightly. But then it's like that day came and you suddenly realize that that's not the case. And so then you just start to make a life for yourself and dive in and go for it and start on the personal development journey. I went back to college. I did all the things to better our lives. And then we hit this point again probably a couple years ago where sure, like life is good, but I knew there was like this whole new level of great. I didn't know how to get there, but I knew how to get started. And I started again, personal development. This is about the time that I hired my life coach. And things really started to shift and change and get different. And fast forward to where we are now. So, 5, almost 6 years after hiring my life coach, we are in a completely new space. And I did hit that point last year of being pissed off again where we were in life because I knew again there is a whole new level and my eyes have been opened and it's been super fun to see Dustin's eyes kind of open up to the new possibilities in the world. And now we're chasing down a dream. And so I just want you to know motherhood could look like this for you, and it could look like this for you a hell of a lot sooner than it did for me. Don't wait until that 5-year mark, that 7-year mark, thinking that suddenly you're going to wake up, life's going to be better, your marriage is going to be better, because that's not the case. You're looking for validation elsewhere, and you really have to start to dig deep within yourself to find it. Nobody can do that for you. You hold the pen, girl. You hold the pen of your life, and you get to write your story. But it all starts up here. It all starts in the mind, within yourself, getting really cozy with who you are as a person. And if you don't know who you are as a person, because I'm here to tell you, your job in this world is not explicit of that of being a mother. Do not identify. You are a mom, you are a woman, you are somebody's daughter, but that does not have to be your identity. Who are you? I'm Amanda freaking Clark. Who are you? You really have to just dive deep, figure out who you are without just like let everything else fade away. Let the kids fade away. Let the husband fade away. Really sit with yourself. What do you want in life? Don't worry about what anybody else wants. Just worry about what you want in life. Write that down and let's start to make that happen because your dream life can happen. You just have to be willing to do the inner work, to shift your mindset, and then to put in the effort. That is all it takes to create a life that you freaking love and a journey that you love. And once you find that purpose behind it and you fully align with yourself as a person and who you want to be and where you want to go, and now you're doing it for the kids, for your husband, like to have those amazing experiences together, to live that life that you want to live, that all starts with you. And you have the pen in your hand. So get out the notebook and let's go.